Welcome to Brands Hatch, the final meeting of the season for the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship racing with MRF Tyres. And in qualifying today, pole position going to Joseph Loke from Ollie Turner, Alfie Glennie and Ted Potts, who hasn't been able to take the start. Away we go, and it's the champion who makes a great start, Ollie Turner on the outside line. But Joseph Loke on the inside gets through the gears well, makes the most of the inside line. That's what you earn pole position for. And Loke gets the lead. Ollie Turner is in second place. Then Alfie Glennie running in the yellow 27 car in third position as they come up to Druids for the first time. Turner having to get a little bit defensive there. It was also a little bit of an attacking move on the race leader. Looked on the inside line and can't get the lead, but he can go for a sweep here through Graham Hill Bend, a wide line in, will try and carry a bit more momentum along Cooper Straight. But Joseph Loke, who's had a good run over the last couple of rounds, to say the least, is still out front here. So Turner in second. Alfie Glennie down behind at the moment. Turner wrapped up the championship at Silverstone last time out in race 14 of the year. But full credit to him for coming out and having another race. There was talk about him moving up into the seniors with the safety car scenarios that you might have seen in our sister programme. He's probably pleased that he didn't do that, and just making the most of a little bit more Brands Hatch track time and scoring a few more points to add to his cannon in the Fiesta Championship. As you can see, not at the moment being lost by Joseph Loke. Loke was 0.113 of a second clear in qualifying over Ollie Turner. Turner having had, let's just look at the statistics, 7 wins, 3 second places and 2 third positions out of the 14 races that he contested to secure the championship. So a really good season from the Evesham youngster. Car prepared by Jamie Going's Jam Sport concern, and enjoying being in front of a good crowd here for the 2019 BRSCC Formula Ford Festival meeting. All things with a blue oval badge on, being celebrated this weekend. It's a super meeting, and as you can see, weather today is okay. It's a drying circuit. Drivers working hard. Loke setting the pace, but Turner having a good go here, looks up the inside line at Druids, and he's all over the back of the race leader. So I'm sure I bet Joseph Loke's pleased that Ollie's here as well, and this is all good racecraft, really good learning for these 14 to 17 year olds. The organisers already have done a couple of promotional events this year with a number of karters and other drivers looking to come in, and have had taster days. And we're expecting a good grid for the 2020 season. Joseph Loke breaking away a little bit now, so clear air. He'll look in his mirrors, he'll do the odd check for sure. And there in third place is Alfie Glennie. Alfie, who comes from Cranbrook in Surrey. Car, as we've told you before, entered by Acorn Plant and Tool Hire, and he's on for a good third position here, is Alfie. As across the line goes the champion. Alfie has had 3 podiums thus far this year, and of course, assured of one here as long as he finishes the race. And Cranbrook youngster not too far away at the moment. Still Joseph Loke with the fastest lap, which was set on lap 5 of 57.753. A 57.8 for Ollie Turner, so the best laps really equating to what we saw in the qualifying session. And Joseph looking to have a comfortable enough lead of things at the moment, and could well be on for a 4th win. He took 3 wins on the bounce before retirement in race 2 at Silverstone, and looking good here in the Race Car Consultants prepared machine. David Elsley, of course, a former Fiesta champion himself, adding great value by using all his experience to help youngsters in the Junior Championship. And it's, of course, you've got Daniels Motorsport represented in the juniors over the course of the season as well, Jam Sport, Race Car Consultants, and many of the all the leading teams would be happy to talk to you if you want to get your son or daughter involved in a safe, competitive racing environment. Joseph Loke still there. Joseph, points-wise, hoping to overtake Ted Potts for second in the championship. Alfie Glennie, if he gets a couple of good results here, if there's a DNF or he can get ahead of Ollie Turner, he might be able to pip Ted Potts for third position in the championship as well. But at the moment, it looks as though Loke could do enough here to grab P2 in the championship as he goes across the line again. And this is really turning into a little bit of a practice session for him. No pressure at the moment from Ollie Turner. Turner, of course, won't want to do anything silly having wrapped up the championship because the car still has a value, either as a change of specification for next year to go into the senior championship, or of course to sell on to another driver who might want to come in and race. The other guys still building on their experience as well. Last year's junior runner-up, and again talking about our sister programme, last year's runner-up James Waite, currently leading the Fiesta Senior Championship for the BRSCC. And Magnus Kriklevi, who was last year's winner, had an outing in Ginetta Challenge this year, actually had an outing in the Junior Championship as well, with 2 second places at Silverstone, our opening rounds of the year. I'm sure you were watching us back then. That was the 7th of April. Jack Davidson, 2017 champion, is racing minis now, the Mini Cooper Challenge, as is Harry Gooding, who preceded him as champion in 2015. And Aaron Thompson the year before that racing Clios. Jerry Nicosia racing in Ginetta Challenge, was second in the championship this year. And the two drivers, the champions before that, JJ Ross racing in Renault Clio in Spain. And I actually had a Spanish driver talking to me about, oh, you mean James Ross, he said. He was champion in 2013 in the juniors, and Charlie Liddell, of course, now an established GT driver and last year's Ginetta champion. So all of the champions have gone on to other things, and the same may well happen to this year's champion Ollie Turner, and indeed current race leader Joseph Loke, as we still focus on Alfie Glennie, who ticks off another lap as well. Alfie's best lap, 58.1, not that far away from Joseph Loke and Ollie Turner, who are running first and second at the moment. A number of other drivers have raced with us over the course of the year. Abby Locke in the Scholar Engines backed car from Woodbridge was with us. Did 2 meetings, but unfortunately had some issues which kept her out. Joel Wren had a couple of wins as well. We've had no shortage of different winners in the championship so far this year. But it's Joseph Loke who is out front, the 14-year-old from Macclesfield, goes to All Hallows Catholic College, sponsored by Direct Food Ingredients. And what a race he's done. Pole position, soaked up the pressure in the early stages from the champion. And so this is a marker really for Joseph Loke. I wonder what he'll do next, because he will edge towards second position here on points. Loke joined the championship at event 2, which was Pembrey in April, got a podium in his second race, so was really quick from the off. Missed the Silverstone round, so doesn't drop scores. I think the only driver who dropped scores in the championship is the champion himself, Ollie Turner. And again, that underlines how competitive Ollie's been, that he's done all the races and has to drop scores as well. Nobody else in the championship dropped scores. So a mark of the super year that Turner's had, and again, fair play for him coming out here and racing in the final event of the 2019 season. But it is Joseph Loke who is going to rack up a 4th win of the season here, and comes down, cross the line again, barring any problems, that is, we should say, and stranger things have been known to have happened in Junior Fiesta racing over the seasons, but the 84 car looking very good at the moment. Loke has only been encumbered by 1 retirement, 1 non-start since he joined as well, which was the first race at Cadwell Park back in May. I can't believe where this season has gone. It's disappeared so very, very quickly, unfortunately. But all these guys will be looking to race next year. Lloyd could, in fact, come back. I was just thinking, he's actually young enough to come back and do another season with us here in Fiesta Junior racing. And having got on so quickly, so early in his career, one wonders whether he will stay and go for the outright championship next year, or possibly move on. It would be sad to see him move on, but he won't be able to go senior racing next year, which is the path that a lot of drivers have taken from Fiesta Juniors. As down towards the line he comes, crosses the line, there's the checkered flag. It's a win for Joseph Loke. Ollie Turner is second. Alfie Glennie will complete the finishers and take third position, fastest lap of the race, 2 winner, Joseph Loke.
Joe, well done. You had that all your own way from pole position. It was a walk in the park.
I wouldn't say walk in the park. Ollie Turner kept me very honest. The car was amazing, thanks to race car consultants. It was really good.
Some slightly better conditions than you had yesterday in qualifying as well, when you couldn't see in front of you.
Yeah, it doesn't make a difference to me whether it's wet or dry. You know, I push the hardest I can and just hope to come out on top.
Youngest driver that I've seen this weekend here competing, or the youngest looking driver that I've seen competing this weekend, and race winner. Well done.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Brands Hatch. The final race of the season about to get underway, and it's Joseph Loke on pole from Ollie Turner and then Alfie Glennie. Green flag is waved, everybody in good order, and we wait for lights out here. Away we go. Oh, Ollie Turner, I think, anticipated the start there. He tried to check up. Well, we'll get news from the clerk of the course as the race progresses, but it's Turner in the lead, Joseph Loke second. Alfie Glennie is in third place at the moment. It's not going to have any effect on the championship if there is a penalty, but Turner, of course, will be keen to go out with a win here. Up to Druids for the first time. Well, either way, it's going to give us a race here for sure, because Joseph Loke is going to be determined to make the pass. And, well, we are hearing now from race control that's going to be looked at, and we reckon a 10-second penalty that could demote Ollie Turner into third place. But we'll watch the battle on the road, because I think, based on what we've seen the last few rounds, and indeed race 1 here, that these two are going to be very closely matched on the tarmac. And that, of course, is what the race spectators are going to remember as well. Here we come to tick off the lap, and it's Turner, this year's champion, cross the line again. Had a slightly different route to what you might expect most drivers to do to come into car racing. It wasn't predominantly karts raced on the short ovals in Jaskar, which is a little 5/8 scale NASCAR championship for juniors. His dad raced in the adult version of that, his dad Alec, supported by mum Sarah, of course, from the sidelines. And Ollie, I think it's probably fair to say, the highest profile driver to come out of Jaskar. Not called that at the moment. Mini Cup cars is what they're called at the moment. And great formula. Again, if you want to go and learn your racecraft in something different from karting. But we've got a battle on for the lead now, and Loke looks to the inside, moves out of the slipstream, tries the outside line, or does he? Yes, he does. He was thinking about the inside, wasn't really room there, and he's going to go for the sweep into Paddock Hill Bend. Looks round the outside line. I thought he might go for the cutback here, but he was too far back, certainly all over the back of the 22 car at the moment. And Joe Loke putting pressure on, supported, of course, Joe by his mum and dad, Moira and Steve, very much behind his racing as well. We've seen him bag 1 win so far. If he wins this one, which on the clock he is doing with the penalty to be added to Ollie Turner, this will be a 5th win of the season. It will move him within 2 of Ollie. If Ollie can stay in front, I'm sure he'll cheekily claim the checker. He can always find a way of popping that in the stats. And what a year he's had. He's out front, that immaculate Jam Sport prepared car, leading the way at the moment. Runs a little bit wide there. He'll be mindful that Loke is right with him. This is a fascinating race to watch between the two. Ollie Turner coming under pressure from Joseph Loke, and we're seeing how Turner now soaks up pressure. He's done a lot of that over the course of the season. We've really seen the complete package from him, because we've seen him fight his way back into the lead. We've seen him do overtakes. We've seen him defend. And this is more of that. And this is good from Lloyd as well. Good drive as well from Alfie Glennie in third place. Is not letting them go at the moment too. So all three of them acquitting themselves superbly at the end of the 2019 season. And what a way to go. A little bit like the battle we had at the start of race 1, although this time it's Turner in front. Into Surtees, round into McLaren. Using a little bit, maybe a little bit more curb than he would have liked to have done there. And that's because he's under a bit of pressure from Joe Loke, who continued to try and pile the pressure on as they come out of Clark Curve onto Bradham Straight, ticking off another lap in this 15-minute race. Super shot here. If you ever get a chance to watch from pit lane, Brands Hatch as a venue is a superb place. It's the oh, and Turner goes a little bit wide there, but collects it up. Good car control as he held on to that, but he is under pressure. And Loke continues to try and close in. Loke has again got the fastest lap of this one and has got no real pressure on him. He'll look in his mirrors and he'll see Alfie Glennie back in third place, but he's not under pressure. The only pressure that Loke's got here is that he'll put on himself to try and close down on the race leader. So Turner's still going. I was going to say what a superb place Brands Hatch is to watch as a spectator. It is, as the circuit PR has said for many seasons, a natural amphitheatre, and you can see most of the track for most of the time, apart from the Grand Prix circuit, which is a superb piece of tarmac, the GP loop, but you can't see the cars when they disappear off round there. So my preference as a spectator has always been the Indy circuit where we're racing today, and that's why the Formula Ford Festival comes here year on year, because it's handily placed for drivers coming over from Europe. And also, it's just such a great circuit. It's a short circuit. People can see all of the action and enjoy a whole weekend. And with something like the festival, you get to see the story of the weekend unfold, and you can see all of that. And we've seen a super weekend's racing from the Cena Fiestas and the Juniors here, with two great races for the Juniors to wrap up the 2019 season. Loke still piling on the pressure, and it's Turner out front. There is Glennie in yellow in third place, still having a good run here. The Surrey youngsters only had a brace of retirements at Silverstone last time out. He's been so consistent this year, Alfie Glennie, and one hopes will come back next year as Loke looks to the outside line again. He's pretty much tailgating the leader, Ollie Turner, as they go into paddock, goes to the outside line, might get the cut back here, but Turner again looks like he's even to the pressure and maintains a length, maybe a length and a half, over Loke, who goes to the outside line as they come up towards Druids. He might get a faster run on the exit and down into Graham Hill Bend here. And you can see, just using a little bit more of the outside line there, not overly defensive is the 22 car of Turner, the Evesham youngster, 17 years of age, soaking up the pressure. And as I say, not getting overly defensive, so he's pretty confident in his lead and in his own driving here. But Loke piling it on. Is he going to be able to find a gap here? Sometimes you do at Brands Hatch on the inside line into clearways. Turner's got it covered again. Super stuff from him. And now look, Glennie is not being left at all. Glennie's starting to try and reel himself back in. Good effort from Glennie. Super effort from first and second as well as they cross the line. Turner from Loke. Joseph Loke, look how wide they go here. I'll tell you what, Glennie's going to be learning from these two as well. Glennie could well be, I think, touted as next year's champion with this experience and the pressure that he's now starting to put on Joe Loke. Now, this is going to change potentially the dynamic of the race, because Joseph Loke will be aware that Glennie is there. Whether it will put him off and whether it will start him being a little bit defensive remains to be seen. Glennie runs a little bit wide. Maybe drop back a tad at the moment as they go along Cooper Straight into the left-hander at Surtees again. Right-hander at McLaren, which feeds round into clearways. Loke's going to be looking for a gap on the inside. The gap's not there. Loke can go wider here and get a better run along the main straight, potentially. He's not quite close enough at the moment to the race leader, who will go across the line, still in lead position. But remember, on the clock, if you add the 10 seconds on, he's actually back in third. But again, the race spectators here just enthralled with the fact that we've got the three cars together and all dicing it out for the lead, and that's what they'll remember as up the inside line now. Glennie goes into second place. Alfie Glennie has passed Joseph Loke, the race 1 winner, he's down into third. Super move by Glennie, but look at Loke fighting back, looks down the inside line, just nudges the back end of the yellow 27 car. They lose ground on the race leader, but we've got a real battle on. Fair play to Alfie Glennie. They could have taken each other out there. Loke just backed out of that in time. Clean and fair racing between the pair of them. And a little bit of contact. That is really training for the British Touring Car Championship. That's where some of these drivers are going to want to go. Oh, and Glennie goes off onto the dirt. Little bit too much speed there as he came onto Clark Curve. Goes wide, back into second place. The lead on the clock for Joseph Loke. Glennie's still running. He's still not 10 seconds down as they cross the line. So he will still be in second position on the clock. There's the race leader on the timing screen, which is Joseph Loke, but outright. Now, is he going to be aware or unaware of that penalty? I don't know, but crosses the line and goes on to the last lap of the 2019 BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship, racing with MRF Tyres, and it is going to be taking the flag, unless there's a big problem, is this year's champion, Oliver John Turner, to give him his full name, and celebrated his 17th birthday on the 9th of October. So another youngster who'll be out on the road driving, so you better watch out for him on the roads, particularly if you're around the Evesham area. And the Samco Sport Prince Henry's High School man is going to take the checkered flag, but he's going to be third in the final reckoning. Ollie Turner up ahead of Joe Loke. What a couple of races we've had, and it really does show the Fiesta Championship driving standards superb through here. Here comes Turner. Turner takes the flag, but he's going to finish in third place on the full result. Joseph Loke second will get the win. Turner in third. Alfie Glennie comes through and will bag second position. Joseph Loke also getting the fastest lap of the race. Congratulations to all drivers and our champion Ollie Turner there in the 22 car. Joseph Loke second in the championship from Ted Potts and Alfie Glennie, who wraps up the top 4 in the championship table.